Before we start the podcast, I just want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, 730. 730 is a young musician based in Worcestershire whose latest track, Thinking About You, just dropped. You can check him out pretty much anywhere you find music these days, on Spotify or whatever, but I'll put a link below for his link tree. That's 730, number 7, THRTY, Thinking About You. Thanks again, 730.
You're listening to the Dude What podcast, where we review bad media and have a laugh while enjoying beer with your host, Harry and Tomo. Enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dude What podcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and as always, I'm joined with my co-host and best friend. It's the big bad T-lad himself. It's Mr. Tomo Tomlinson. How the hell you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm doing good. It's been a week. Yeah. So it's been a good week. So, how have you been?
Good to hear, man. Yeah, not bad. Well, before we get on to that, man, we've got a special guest. It's our good friend, It's our good friend, Mr. Callum Hamby. How the hell you doing, bro?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, happy to be back. Yeah, on it. Yeah. I've been on it a lot recently. But been enjoying it.
You have, man. You have.
Yeah. It's nice. I enjoy it, and
it's good. It's good to hear that, man, because we always enjoy having you on. And actually, this is the first time that all three of us have done like a remote podcast. Tomo, you've got your shit together, man. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's good. It feels quite good, actually.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's like a different dynamic.
It's a lot better.
I mean, obviously, it's real nice to be like all in the same room and, you know, hanging out and stuff, but it's quite cool to know that we can all be so far apart and still bang one of these podcasts out.
Yeah, still doing it.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to this week, Tomo?
Working most of the time, as per usual, but
uneventful.
Yeah, it's not really been. I can't really. I'm trying to think of like what I've done, really, to be honest, and it hasn't actually been anything. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a hell of a difference, because the last time we spoke, you were fucking Tomo superhero man, helping elderly women up off the middle of the road at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that was 1:30 in the morning. It was just like 60, 70-year-old woman.
Hamby, I don't know if you heard that episode or heard that story. Do you know about that?
I think I saw it on like the description, but I don't think I heard the actual story. But it's fine. Yeah, I'll you can tell me after if you want.
Yeah, fully Tomo, Mr. Superhero Man.
Yeah.
So just working then, bro. Nothing much.
Yeah, that's literally all I've been doing, really.
Well, you know.
But it's been quite uneventful, but I've been getting my money in, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about, isn't it?
What about yourself?
Hamby.
Oh, Hamby, yeah.
Hamby, what have you been up to, man?
I'm trying to think. So, like, this time last week was Halloween, wasn't it? So we had like loads and loads of trick-or-treaters where we live.
Oh, did you?
We kind of
nice.
kind of didn't really expect that many, and we got like a big multi-pack of Haribo. And we were like out of sweets by like 6 o'clock or something. It was just literally like constant. I didn't realise around where we live, like it was just so popular. So we had like loads.
So because obviously the last couple of years it's been sort of COVID-y and like people haven't been trick or treating, which is like understandable.
Yeah, and we've always been in. This is the first year. Well, second year technically, but first year like we've been in a house rather than like a flat. And obviously, like, people don't really like trick or treating like flats.
Yeah, it seems a bit weird.
Yeah, they don't do it as much. You do it at houses. But yeah, no, that was cool. And then we, pretty normal week. Like, we're looking. I was saying to the guys beforehand, what I've been doing this morning is ripping up all of my carpets because we're getting new carpets this week. I'm really, really looking forward to it because like it's like the icing on the cake of of the house. So
what did you go for? Have you gone for like a real nice thick, like luxurious carpet, or have you gone for like a durable, thin sort of thing?
So we didn't. I'm not really a massive fan of like the really like thick, long carpets.
Yeah, me either.
I'm not a massive fan. So we basically got like nice carpets, but then we got really, really nice underlay. So I'm looking forward to it. Like in the shop, they were nice. They let us like walk on it and stuff like that. You know. All that sort of stuff. Yeah, it was good. It's good. Yeah, and then so we're looking forward to that. Friday night.
When's it arriving? Friday.
Thursday.
So nice.
Looking forward to it. And then on Friday, this Friday just gone, well, we all bought Call of Duty, so we were all blitzing through Call of Duty over the last 2 days.
It's been fun.
We'll get to that in a sec. Just jumping back to your trick or treater thing a sec, because I haven't, Tomo, I haven't spoken to you really since. So sorry, we had a little bit of a technical glitch just there. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, going back to the trick or treater thing that Hamby was talking about. Tomo, I haven't spoken to you other than like a bit on the gaming. Like, how was Halloween where you are, man?
Well, to be fair, every year, like every Halloween, it's always we get like no one because the council decides not to actually put many. Well, we have lights like street lamps down here, but there's only like a few like spread out. So it's quite dark at where I live, so it's like everyone's like, "Oh, that looks dodgy" or whatever, even though it's not. They're just they just don't like taking kids down dark areas anyway.
Your street is one of the nicest streets in your area, I think, because you've got like as you open your front door, it's just like rolling fields and then a river.
Yeah.
So there isn't really any other houses in front of yours.
No.
I guess it is a little dark around there, so you're not going to.
But it is quite dark, and we just never get trick or treaters. My mom always gets a lot of sweets and stuff. Well,
Fee went out and bought loads of like little snacks and chocolate bars and things, and we were fully like, we won't have many people, but changed all the lights in the house to red, put like things up, pumpkin on the front, pumpkin lights, like we went,
a bit more out.
We did a bit, and mate, it was constant. Door ringing, literally little kids, bags of like, it was good, and really enjoyed it.
Nice.
It was not. Yeah, it was nice. Nice to sort of be able to do that sort of thing again. But so trick or treating.
That's awesome. I was gonna say like, where obviously you two live in more of a like, I don't know. What would it be like? It's
more built up.
You built more of a built place. Yeah. I don't live really in a built place, to be honest. Well, not yet. And if they keep building houses, I will.
Yeah, the rate they're going where you are. Mad. In terms of my week, it's basically just a case of what you've been telling me. I've been working. I've been working solid. I've been working a lot. I also, like, it's November. It's getting that time of year where it's like really cold and frosty in the mornings. And I'm a biker, and ice and bikes and frost just don't mix. So basically, I've been preparing to take my bike off the road, which I did last year and the beginning of this year for maybe like 3 months or so. I don't drive, so like it's a lot of cycling. I've got like a really cool bicycle, but last year I was doing like 200 miles a week on it because I lived 20 miles from my work. I put my bike away beginning of this year, in an absolute state. So I've got it out and I've been working on it. Loads of issues. It needs tyres, needs inner tubes, needs loads of stuff basically.
A ball ache.
So I've just been sort of cracking on with that. And apart from that, as I said to you guys like about 10 seconds before we started this podcast, I've just noticed a pretty big leak under my sink. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day. So that's basically my week. Hamby, you talked about Call of Duty Vanguard. We've all been playing that.
Yeah, we all got it on Friday. I'm really enjoying it.
Me too.
I've played. It's worked out really well that like I actually had quite a lot of free time this weekend, so I kind of been playing. Yesterday especially, I played it a lot.
Me and Tomo were on it until 1 a.m. last night, which I haven't done in years.
We were just still playing for ages. It was nice.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't think you guys have finished the single player yet. Single player I quite liked. I don't want to spoil anything for you two. Multiplayer we've played quite a lot of. I think we've all been said that multiplayer on the whole is pretty good. It's probably the best since Modern Warfare.
It's weird. I've seen so many people saying like bad reviews about it. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's really bad."
Definitely.
And I'm like,
bad reviews,
I don't see it. Obviously, they're saying
campaign,
about bugs. Someone said like they shouldn't have even bothered making it now because they shouldn't have released it so soon because it's full of bugs. And I'm like, it may be full of bugs, but at the same time, it's like I still feel like it's quite a good game.
Mine isn't that buggy. Mine's playing pretty well.
I've had a few bugs,
things,
but like, nothing major.
there's a couple of things that are irritating me, but they can be fixed. It's not gameplay anyway.
Yeah, I think the thing that we're all quite enjoying is the different like pacing, like match pacings.
Yeah.
So you can basically play it in.
I still don't have any idea about it because I don't know what they're about because I've always been the guest. I've not been the one hosting for a bit.
Also, Blitz is just so you can either play it in tactical, assault, or Blitz.
Yeah.
And like assault is like normal, I guess.
Yeah.
Or you can play tactical where it's less players.
So it's like quieter, more creepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Blitz is basically like every map is shipment.
Blitz is what we were playing until 1 a.m, man. Like where it's like guns, bombs. Patrol on Blitz is a standout game mode.
Yeah, that was fun.
But yeah, people are saying it's crap. Obviously it's an annual release and that, but hey, like we're having fun.
Yeah.
And it's worth the money, like for me and.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've spent the money and I've got to get my most out of it, but we have been.
Yeah.
It's been good.
So, Tomo, last night we actually stopped gaming at probably midnight, and then we chatted for like an hour or so. For a while, we've been trying to work out what else we can do with the Dude What.
Yeah, sort of
brand,
like branch out.
We've got Harry's Half Hour, which is gaining steam. I mean, fair play to everyone who listened to the last episode with 7:30 because it's blowing up. We got people in Germany listening to it.
Yeah,
and if you're listening, Poland woman in Australia, I'm still thinking about you, woman in Australia. Send me an email.
That just sounds.
Yeah, so that's blowing up.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about you.
I'm still thinking about her. I want to know why
she's listening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which what intrigues them to listen. Yeah,
definitely.
If they're listening again, then it's
in the
good.
whole of Australia.
Yeah.
But so we've been having a little think, and we think we've come on to like what is going to be a good idea for sort of something that you can do with the Dude What.
Brand. Which has been. We were more thinking because I do a lot of gaming anyway. I could also incorporate that into the channel, into the brand, and do like a.
Well, we've always wanted to do that sort of gaming thing, and to date we've done like one episode on gaming, and that was literally like you just doing some Royal Rumbles on SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah.
But we had a proper chat last night. Yeah.
This time it will be different.
Yeah. So we're thinking. Well, we may as well announce it, man, because we've made it. We've made it. We just need to. There is some things we need to work out a bit more, but we've launched a Dude What podcast Twitch channel. Yeah. And basically, once a week, on a date and a time that we haven't determined yet. Yeah. One that the needs big bad T-Lad himself. Yeah, will be doing a live stream. Yeah. And. Playing some online games and things, and people can join. Like, we'll probably be in them. Everyone here, me and Hamby, will be in them. Other Tomo's friends, fans, like, we're going to basically just play some games with you guys. And
so we can interact with people more on a better basis rather than doing the whole... We can do, obviously, speak pipe is good. But at the same time as well, if we want to branch out and do something more... connecting with the fans, with friends, stuff like that, you could incorporate the gaming into it.
And like you say, you're gaming. So we said last night, like, one of my passions is this movie news thing that I do with Harry's Half Hour. Although that's sort of becoming more of like an interviewee thing with guests, which is kind of cool. But your passion is gaming. Like, it's one of your big things, like streaming, having a channel, whatnot. So we were just thinking, hey, like, let's start off Dude What Podcast Gaming. And we'll do a live stream, and we'll put that afterwards. It'll be on YouTube, and and then then can lead to various things. Like, we had ideas of like super cuts and like funny moments and all shit like that.
Yeah, like shorts,
but under the Dude What banner. Yeah. So we will put a post out about that when we've sort of got it a bit more planned, a bit more streamlined. Yeah. And we'll let you know exactly when and where we're going to be, or Tomo will, where he's going to be, what he's going to be playing, and how you can play with him, basically.
So cool. that'll be an interesting one when it happens. Yeah. Well,
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Like I said when we started this pod, It's a podcast, but it can grow. It can be anything, you know? It's Dude What?
Man. Dude What?
So, I think we should roll into our first little segment this week. This is a bit different, because it was very spur of the moment that we got Mr. Callum Hamby on today. I think you found out maybe like an hour and a half to 2 hours before actually being here right now that you were gonna, that you would, you know, could be on the pod. So, I mean, how I thought the What Are We Drinking would work is that we would go out and we'd buy the same beers and we'd all drink them together and stuff. It's just me. It's just going to be me drinking on my own, talking about a beer today. So Hamby's holding up a cup of tea right now. So you're drinking the tea, are you?
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's a bit too
early.
It is too,
yeah. Well, thanks for breaking the illusion, Hamby. Thanks for letting everyone know that I'm going to be chugging at beers at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So straight into it. Let's jump into What Are We Drinking?
What are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. That's hard to do on like remotely. I can't wait to hear what that sounds like.
We'll have to get it preset. We'll have to get like
we'll have to pre-record one and slap it in there. Yeah. That's not a bad idea actually. So this week it's something a little different. Something I've never tried before. I literally popped over the road to the Morrison's and was just like, cheapest. I got no money.
Yeah.
So cheapest little can. It is Camden Show Off Lager. I've never had it before. It is an ice cold juicy lager by Camden Town Brewery.
Juicy lager.
It's a 5.8. Damn. I was expecting it to be like a 3 point something.
Fuel.
It says juicy, and like I'm a sucker for like juicy drinks, juicy beers, juicy lagers. I love like mango ales, mango IPAs.
That doesn't sound very appetizing to me.
Mango IPA, man. And peach IPAs, absolutely delicious as well. So, you guys are just going to have to bear with while I chug some of this and sort of let you know what I think of it.
You guys need to give me some warning, and I can get you my favourite beer of all time.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we can do.
Buy it. Just buy it, and then we'll get you on an episode. Buy it and try not to drink it.
All right, buy it and try not to drink it, even though it's your favourite.
I have to order it.
Oh, boys.
Let me have a virtual sip. Come on.
Go on and have a sip. Yeah. You're going to say it's gross anyway.
Oh man, that's disgusting.
It's delicious. It tastes very hoppy, even though on its little scale thing here, I don't know if you can see, there's a little scale, and it literally says like not hoppy. I don't know if it's got any like actual juice in it, but it's very crispy, very like to the point, sharp. Very nice actually. I'm going back in.
I've had a few of those like beers from the Camden Brewery.
That's delicious.
I don't think I have.
It tastes like an ale.
Nice.
It tastes like an ale, like an IPA.
So I probably won't like it.
But it's a lager.
You like the little IPA I got you, Tomo? Chugged it.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, you did actually. What was that again?
It was California IPA.
That
by
was
Sierra Nevada Brewery.
Yeah, I've never seen Tomo do that before.
I'm not gonna lie, I did chug it.
This is actually delicious. I almost wish I'd bought a second one so that I can have it with my dinner tonight.
Just some more day drinking. Woo!
It's in a 33... well, to be fair, it's not like it's a big chuggable. No. It's in a little 330ml can. It's one of these like hipstery craft beer sort of things. Gone before you know it, basically. But it's been in my fridge since this morning. It's ice cold and it's absolutely delicious. Little expensive at £2 a can.
Damn.
Just single cans, not
no multi-packs.
You probably can get it. You probably can get it in a multi, but we've
order it online.
Just a single can. So very tasty. I would give it for a lager. It's getting an 8 out of 10, and I would buy this again definitely. Camden Town Brewery Show Off Juicy Lager 5.8.
Nice.
Absolutely delicious, and I feel like Hamby. I reckon you would like this.
Probably. I do like my beer. I've had a few from... I think I've had, like, a Camden Town Brewery beer before. Pretty sure I have, anyway.
I just can't believe that's a lager. That's an IPA to me.
Nice.
It tastes exactly like an IPA. And I love the hoppy lagers, so yeah, it's delicious. So, guys, like, there's not really, I haven't got any snacks, and I think it'd be boring for you guys to just watch me eat a load of crisps or something. So, we're just going to stop it there. That's been this week's What Are We Drinking?
What are we drinking? Oh my god, that was
Oh my god, I'm going to leave those in.
Yeah, sure, do it. I don't mind.
Funny. That's going to be so funny.
Tomo was like a full 2 seconds out.
Nah, on mine, you were out, Hamby.
I thought it was going to be bad when we were holding the fingers up and you guys were like not even on the same. Yeah. But I spoke to someone. I did speak to someone about, you know, having like, because you know our guy Sean that does the intros and outros.
Yeah.
To these episodes. Hamby, I don't know if you know, but we've got I was going to say good friend. We don't know him, but he's sound. We've got a guy called Sean in America who records the intro for us, and we were thinking about getting him to like sort of sing. You're like, what are we drinking? Or something.
You're listening to the Dude What podcast.
That guy. But I was talking to a few people, and they were like, no, they like the live on the spot singing of it because it reminds them of like radio, you know, radio hosts and things do that sort of thing. So I think we just keep that little live thing. It's almost not worth paying for like 2 seconds less than of audio for that. So, yeah, anyway, that was this week's What Are We Drinking? Hope you all enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. Camden Town, thanks for nothing. I had to buy it, so I knew I was going there. Tomo, it's your turn, man. You're up.
Hell yeah, it's my segment. My Tomo's Impossible Questions. TIQ.
TIQ, baby.
TIQ. Okay.
Tomo's Impossible
Questions. Hamby,
oh my god,
that was great.
I didn't know how that goes. I was like making it up on the spot.
When he was last.
I was messing
Tomo's
up.
Impossible Questions.
Started singing it.
Okay, all right, Tomo, hit us up.
Okay. Why does a boxing ring have a square shape?
Mate, you've done this one, dude.
Have I?
You've done this one.
No.
With Stevie, so I remember Steve saying like, I remember Steve like, yeah. I read it up, and we were like, oh, okay, why is it? And then he was like, oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's so bad.
I don't know. Yeah. Dude, have you got a riddle for us?
Yes.
Have you got a riddle? Hit us up with a riddle.
Save us with a riddle.
Go on, save the day.
Okay. Tall in the morning, short at noon, gone at night, but I'll be back soon. What am I?
Is it a shadow?
It's a shadow. It's a shadow.
They're not cool, man. That's not cool.
Is it a shadow?
I just got shot down on my segment this week.
Yeah, man. Absolutely slap. Your segment has actually lasted a whole 25 seconds, bro.
Hell yeah.
Well done.
Hell
well done.
yes.
Can you really quickly find us another riddle? Maybe something a bit more challenging? And we'll get Hamby to just like, you know, give us a little song in the background or something.
A song in the background. I'm gonna have to.
He's not giving us a song, but he is dancing. So
yeah.
This is quality
Tomo, man.
podcast, right?
Yeah. This is dead air, dead
These
silence.
are bad. Man. Like these are
Give us a bad one.
terrible.
Give us a bad one. Go on, go do it.
Fresh Prince of Dead Air.
Why does rain drop and snow fall?
We've done that one, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're so bad.
Well, why are you reading out ones that we've done?
There's more than like 5 riddles.
That wasn't even a riddle. That's just a question.
No.
Oh, Tomo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
TIQ, baby. What's going on?
I hide, but my head is outside. What am I?
Okay. I hide, but my head is outside. What am I?
Gotcha now.
Someone who is hiding, but also looking out the window at the same time. Silence. Okay, not
it
that.
depends. It can be an object.
Okay, that's a clue. It's an object. I hide, but my head's outside. Head. Yeah, man. Why didn't you just bust that one out to start with? That's a good riddle. I'm
flower?
Struggling.
No.
Oh, maybe because the roots are out under and the head's out.
It's not a flower, is it? No.
No.
I don't know. I pass.
A nail.
It's a nail.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good actually. I mean, you just jumped in right as I was about to say if anybody knows
don't worry
that
about
one.
that. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, a nail. Okay, well that was pretty good. If you know a riddle, if you can help Tomo out next week so he doesn't make a fool of himself again, send us an email. dudewhatpodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Instagram @dudewhatpodcast. Tomo, are we on SpeakPipe?
Yep, we are on SpeakPipe, and you can.
Yup.
And you can send us
Set you
like
up
a
there, man.
personalised message to just
Yeah.
So we'll review it on the podcast. So if we do get one in,
Yeah.
we'll get it.
Leave us a SpeakPipe, give your name, and then give us a riddle or a question. You know?
Yeah.
And then we will then play that
I'll shout
on
you
the
out,
pod.
and then I'll play it, and then I'll shout you out as well.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
You also will shortly be able to find us on Twitch. As
that will be
previously
good.
mentioned.
Yeah.
But as I said, we'll do a whole extra post about that when it's time for that. Mate, TIQ, baby.
TIQ.
Tomo's Impossible Questions. God,
I can't do it, they're so bad.
Alright.
That's funny.
So, this week, we're almost got into a pattern of like alternating the things between like a film and YouTube. I look at all the stats and things for these episodes, and the YouTube short episodes, excuse me, gassy after that Camden Town. The YouTube shorts episodes always perform pretty well, except for with the exception of a few like big movies. Like the Clownado episode is still blowing up, and that was like a couple of weeks back. But yeah, YouTube seems to do pretty well. So let us know if we're like overdoing this. I don't know what. I think this is part 7 or part 8 on YouTube short films. But we did it again because the last time we did it with Hamby, we got into like a good little rhythm where we each chose a film, and we did 3 films, and it just sort of worked pretty well. So we did that again this week. YouTube short films. Hamby chose first. Hamby, can you remember anything about the film you chose?
Yeah, I can. So it was called If We Love, and it was directed by Paul and Ariana Mitzia, I think I'm saying that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Mitzia,
I think that's right.
and written by Paul Mitzia. And it came out in 2017. Now, I did not know anything about this before. I almost picked it at random because it had a lot of views. It had about 5.6 million views, which
like I searched
like...
"if we" and it literally came up with this short film.
Yeah, so it seems to be like a really popular short. So the movie starts off with this lady in a supermarket car park, and she like walks out of the store, and she's walking back towards her car, and she gets stopped by this guy who basically tells her,
"You look pretty." Like he was like, "You look good. That dress looks nice or something. It's pretty or something."
Yeah.
And she like ponders on that for ages. She doesn't say anything
back to him.
It was kind of a weird little interaction, really, wasn't it? Because it was like, obviously these are short films, fairly low budget. And this one actually, right at the beginning, you remember this one had a disclaimer. This one was like warning.
Warning like this viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah,
which was kind of weird.
Yeah. So you kind of knew something was gonna be in it that you know might be at least a little bit upsetting, or just hard to watch. So anyway, so they have this weird interaction in the car park, and then it cuts to her driving home, or what looks like home.
Yeah.
And she gets home.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets back to this house, and she goes upstairs. She sort of comes in and goes upstairs, and then she starts crying, and she's obviously quite upset. And she then makes a noose.
It's like cutting back between. She's crying, and it's like constantly cutting back. Tomo, what the hell? You just burst out laughing when Hamby said noose.
No, it's just no, not like that. Not like that.
It's cutting back between her crying and her like remembering this interaction that she just had with this man in this car park, which was a little weird because you're like, you don't know anything at this point. There's no context. You don't know why she's upset. There's like a cool sort of like score. It's very atmospherically shot, but a little confusing at the same time.
Yeah, and the sort of like her sort of like crying and making this noose, and then it cutting back to the supermarket. It goes on for. It feels like it went on for several minutes.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like got to the point where we were all just like, what the hell's going on? Like we don't know anything. We don't know what the hell's going on. So this goes on for a few minutes, and basically, so after several minutes of repeating this interaction that she had with the guy in the car park in her head, it seems like she changes her mind. And then she takes the noose off, and then she steps down.
she's standing like on this chair with this expertly made noose. Tomo was like, "Damn, she should be in the Navy with skills like that."
Yeah.
Not tying skills, but yeah, she's there. And it's like tension's building up. It's sort of got this like thing, like something's going to happen.
Really
and she's
weird.
doing it,
yeah.
And then But I mean, to be fair, like I did point out that I thought her acting was pretty good because at one point she had this like absolutely disgusting ball of snot that was like swinging down around her nose. Sign of a good actor because they don't care. You know,
also, can we mention the fact that the rope was unnecessarily like brand new, like pristine?
Yeah, it was.
It was like high grade, like
good
really
quality
good
rope.
Yeah. It was like what? And the fan
and
that
also,
she put it on?
And also, she tied it around a ceiling fan, and we were just sort of like...
That's not going to hold you.
Down.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's coming down. It's one way to wreck a ceiling fan.
Yeah.
So, so then she gets there, and she obviously has a change of mind based off this interaction. Based off the interaction that she has with this guy in the car park. And then this guy comes in through the front door, and it sort of goes to the front door, and she basically left a letter by the front door that said, "Dad, I'm sorry.
Well, I love you. I'm sorry." It was that.
Yeah, I love you. I'm sorry. So he then he's quite panicked, and he goes upstairs.
Which is weird because he looks like he's the same age. I think we all assumed that it was the boyfriend.
Yeah, I think maybe
he looked like a boyfriend. He looked like about 28.
Yeah.
So he goes upstairs and he walks into the room where she was going to hang herself, and she's just in the middle of the room crying, and he just goes over to her and consoles her, and then it's the
hugs
end
her,
of
starts
the film.
crying. Neither character says anything. Neither one said anything.
Yeah, they don't
for the
say
whole
anything. It just goes down and hugs her. It's like, what the hell?
So, and then at the end of the movie, it then cuts to the credits. But before the credits, it says, "In loving memory of Addie Corson, who was presumably alive from 1994 until 2010."
94. So that's
the year before us.
Yeah,
well, before me.
So she would have been. This person would have been 16 years old when they died. So I don't know anything about this person who they've mentioned. I'm assuming that this movie or this film is like a tribute to them. That's definitely what it seems like. I don't know.
Yeah, you get the impression that it's definitely it's like an awareness.
It's got a message.
Film.
Yeah. Suicide prevention. Type.
They've made the film to make we assume it's suicide because the film is about suicide. There wasn't with a lot of these sort of films. Sometimes they go, call this number. If you need help, call this number or something, It didn't have that. It just had this sort of in loving memory. The film obviously was about deep meaning.
I thought it. Yeah, I got to say, on the whole, I thought it was pretty good. when I was watching, halfway through, I was kind of like, what the hell's happening when it's cutting back and forth? And then you kind of remind yourself, it's like a short movie. It doesn't need to explain everything. Like, actually, I think, like, the emotion of the actress's performance, and, you know, like, the end of it and stuff, I think it worked quite well. I think
you've summed it up pretty well. I think that it was good, but there was a few things that really let it down.
Yeah.
The same age dad just didn't come across. Like, they just put him in some baggy, like, slacks, is what they say in
Gave
America,
him like sideburns still.
Yeah, to try and make him look like a dad. His acting wasn't great because he opened the door, and while he was still looking at the door, he grabbed the letter. You can tell that he'd done that take a few times.
Yeah.
Things that they were trying to build emotion and feeling with went on a bit too long, which then took you out of it a little bit, like with that whole cutting back between her, like, on the edge and remembering the guy. Just sort of like just missed the mark a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Still impactful. Still
impactful. If they had someone who was a good, like, older age for the dad, like, that would have sort of been, like, much better. Because you didn't think, that's her dad coming in through the front door, so it sort of ruined it a bit. Yeah. It was about, what the hell.
I'd probably agree with you. I think actually, like, the shots and, like, the actual camera angles and, like, the actual music.
Well, this is something I wrote. This is something I wrote down, right? Something I wrote down, which I write down all the time. I always judge on these smaller films. This film had a score. It wasn't just silence in between scenes. It had music the whole way through it. Not music, but, like, even just notes. You know, it had a score, and I wrote down score good, shots good, slow-mo. You know, like, it was filmed well.
Yeah.
I imagine that it probably for a 9.5 minute film, it probably had a reasonable little chunk of budget.
To play that much music,
which they spent well on cameras and things like that, as opposed to, like,
the people performing in it, the actors and the actresses.
And actually, like, you know, to its credit, you know, it's 9 minutes long or so. There's only a handful of lines in the entire film. Yeah. Yet it still kept me pretty gripped.
Three lines from the same character. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, like, credit to the actual cinematography of the film, because it kept me interested for 9 minutes.
What were their names again? It was Paul and
Ariana Mitz. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing their names. Mitzia, I think it is.
Mizia, yeah.
Yeah. So they directed it, and then Paul Mitzia wrote it.
Fair play. If you want to watch this film, I will put a link below, as I always do with these YouTube short films. But you could just search "If We," and it will pop up with "If We Love Short Film." It's on the Real Clef, I can't remember, channel. Check it out. Send us an email. Let us know what you thought of If We Love.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, obviously, like, going back to a post that we did the other day, which I'll talk about at the end of this pod, but, you know, it's November. It's Movember time.
Yeah.
Mental health awareness and that sort of thing we're thinking about it a lot this month. So, yeah, you know, I mean, it's just good because it's raising awareness.
Raising awareness is a good thing.
Yeah. So that was If We Love. It was my choice next. And I went with something that I saw the thumbnail and I just thought, yeah, why not? So this film was called Good Business, and it was on the Dust channel. Now, we've actually watched some things from Dust before. They seem to be like a sci-fi channel, basically, like quite a big budget sci-fi production.
They seem like quite a good budget.
Yeah. I mean, they did that Ocean Maker, the one we watched. Remember the planes and the thing. I mean, we reviewed it pretty badly, but it still looked quite cool. This film, 4 minutes 13 seconds long, came out 2017, directed by Ray Sullivan. This one was a bit. This one was weird because it's sci-fi, and first thing I wrote was good sound. It came up with dust, and, you know, the subs kicked in my room, and the room was shaking. You know, some pretty cool sound design in this one. But straight away, you're shown this ginormous CG scorpion thing with like tentacles on its face like a predator, and then it gets blown up.
That CG was pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
You thought the CG was bad?
Only the bit for the explosion when it blew up.
Okay, I thought the
really
CG
bad.
was obviously. It's a short YouTube film.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be movie quality, but for a short YouTube film, I thought it was pretty good. And we'll get to that when we, well, basically, it then cuts to like two people who are like just standing next to like an army of these little scorpion things. One of them's got like its tentacles wrapped around a skull on a stick, and it's banging it, and you're thinking like, what the hell's going on here? It's like a hierarchy of these things. I thought the CG on them was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, because that's what I meant. I meant like the main CG was good, but it was just obviously that bit that I thought was a bit janky. It was pretty
that's
like
fair
that.
enough. I mean,
for the rest of it.
We're basically then told that these things, through a line of dialogue, these things are called squoids.
Yeah.
Because
Squoids.
I guess they're like squiddy. I don't know. Cool character design, man. These things have got like little machine things on their back of their heads. I don't know if you saw
like
that.
Squid crabs.
And then it meant that they could talk. And we basically it's revealed that like our two human characters that are standing in front of these things are actually like arms dealers, and this is some sort of like
weapons trade,
deal going on. Yeah, where they're selling like AK-47s,
grenade, a C4
like,
and stuff.
To these like squid things, and the squid things are like, have you got all the guns and stuff? Like, just weird. There was one bit in it though where I don't know if you heard, because we watched these on a headset together. I burst out laughing because out of nowhere, the female like hard ass character who sort of seems like she's like the muscle for the other guy, she just fucking spits straight on the floor. And then the other thing spits, and
lands on their boot.
As I said to you last time we all met up, I've been reading Dune after watching the film, and in Dune, spitting at each other is a sign of respect. So maybe they've taken, because it's like water is limited, so if you basically get rid of some of your moisture, it's like the biggest respect there is. So like maybe they took that from this, because the thing then gobs straight on her foot, and she's pretty chill about it. So like.
But then what can she really do at that point then, when they all have guns and fucking C4s?
Yeah, well, it looks a bit weird because at one point one of them's got its tentacles wrapped around two AKs, and you think like, are they going to start killing them or something? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Through a line of dialogue, as they're walking after this arms sale is done, you basically learn that like they are on a planet that isn't their own planet. The people I'm talking about. And they are basically trying to start a war between these squoids, so that they kill each other, so that then the humans can come and basically populate the planet. Our female character sees a little one, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing? Get out of here!" They carry on chatting. It's then revealed that this little one has crawled under the car, stuck a bomb under the car with its like goop, and it's ticking down. And basically, you see it tick down to 1, credits.
Yeah, it's like, what?
And that was good business. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was 4 minutes 13 seconds. It was short, but I felt that they got a lot across in them 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Compared to the last one, which was almost 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I just realised, by the way, that we didn't give ratings for the If We Love. So quickly, quickly, what would you give If We Love out of 10? Hammers, it's your film, so you go first.
Probably give it a 7 out of 10.
Cool. Tomo?
I was going to give it a 6.
Okay. 7. So we're around that mark.
Yeah.
So yeah, this film, good business. I will probably give it an 8 because it was very weird. Didn't really know what was going on, but I was impressed by the CG in it. I liked the acting of the female character. Didn't like the guy so much. He was sort of like reading his lines a little bit. He had like a weird accent.
Weird accent.
Didn't feel like it was his accent. So it gets, I mean, it's still good though. It gets an 8 from me. I do recommend these Dust ones. Hammers, what are you giving it?
I would probably give it an 8 as well. I think
nice,
surprisingly impressive CGI for, you know, such a low budget, presumably.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, like 4 minutes. Like, they packed a lot into 4 minutes.
Well, you say low budget, right? I reckon that the budget for this was at least double of the If We Love. That CG would have cost.
Yeah. But, you know, like, I just think it was quite impressive. It was, you know, it maybe I wasn't really paying much attention to the backdrop, so I can't really remember what that looked like.
Yeah, nor was I actually, and that's probably smart. That's probably clever of the film.
Yeah, because, like, you know, you're obviously, like, all the characters and the creatures that they're showing are all in focus, and actually you don't really pay attention to what's behind them, which kind of, yeah, it was good. It was good because I guess that. Don't know.
To be fair, at one point I think I did notice some dodgy, like, rotoing in of the human characters. Yeah. Sometimes as the camera moved, a guy sort of moved against the camera in a way that looked a bit jank. But yeah, apart from that, and apart from some of the motion on the creatures was a little bit, but very impressive, I thought. Mr. T Lad, what do you reckon?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
7, cool.
Yeah. Just because of that, just that bit of the scene in the beginning is a bit weird. The whole when he got blown up in the
explosion.
CG. Yeah. And it just seemed a bit strange to me. But it was overall.
I think it seemed strange to all of us, man. It was pretty fucking weird.
7. What the hell?
Nice. 7, I think, is fair. No. We watched one last film.
That was my one.
Tomo, this was your choice.
Yep.
Tell us, man. What did we watch?
We watched Toast. I don't know why
Toast. Yeah, it's just called Toast.
It's literally just called Toast. I don't understand why. Because it is a bit weird. No, it's a bit. It's so strange.
It was definitely strange.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be like a comedy horror, was it?
Yeah. It was a comedy horror.
It was basically like. It's so hard to explain. I mean, it was 6 minutes 25 seconds. It was by reasonable films. Yeah. Very strange. You're introduced to this character, and he's like dead stare.
Yeah, he's just dead staring at the camera, like staring. I don't know. It's like he's staring at the camera, but he looks blank.
Yeah.
And he's just. She's like.
We thought that he might look a bit too chilled.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say. He then I wrote down sound. The first thing I wrote down was sound effects, because out of nowhere a hand with a plate goes.
Yeah. It was like an egg, wasn't it? Just an egg.
Yeah, and then he goes blunk, blunk, like as he looks at it, kind of thing. And there was like weird sound effects, right? And I thought, Tomo, you are the king of the egg sandwich. I thought you'd probably think that egg looked pretty good.
Yeah, it did. To be fair, they're good. Don't worry, man. I was observing. And then
good king of the egg sandwich.
And then just after, like, she like presents the egg, he's just like, "Can I have toast?" And it's just like, why is there such a weird like, suspense on the toast?
Here's a plate of toast.
I love how he asks her for toast, but at the same time, in reality, if someone asks you for toast, you'd normally butter it.
Yeah, and you'd be like, give us that egg back. You've cooked it.
Oh, yeah. As in, she had an egg as well, and it's just like he literally just has like dry bread, dry
and
toast.
then it basically cuts to like who we assume is his girlfriend character, because later he's in bed with her. So
Nancy.
We cut to her. Yeah, and I wrote down dry toast, dry humor, because basically she looks at him and she's like, "You're right, love," and he's sort of like, "Yeah," and it's like, "You're eating dry toast." And he's like, "Have you noticed anything weird around here recently?"
And then like something, and then something pops behind her, doesn't it? And then she like does that whole turn, and the way she looks is just so like bad.
I thought her acting was fantastic.
Really?
Because it was bad.
No
It was so bad.
Oh, okay.
But I loved it because she was just sort of like,
nonchalant.
no,
like
not
she
at
didn't give a
all. You know,
fuck type
like
shit.
a toaster flies behind the back of her head, and she's like, not at all. You know,
Yeah.
Very low budget, very very low budget, wasn't it?
The scene when they're in
cuts,
bed as well.
See, you said that there was a really cool transition.
Yeah, the transition was
where
cool.
Someone lights a lighter.
In a candle.
As it lights, lights a candle. As it lights, it's then suddenly
changes to him lighting a candle in the bedroom.
Nighttime, yeah.
Yeah, and nighttime, and it's pretty interesting. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good transition, to be honest.
That was a good shot, actually. Probably the best shot in the whole film, I would say.
But I mean, we've got to point out now that we're in the bed scene. Obviously, we've got the bad acting, but we've also got the fire hazard.
Yeah. So I was just about to mention this. I've wrote down candles everywhere. There's candles everywhere, and they've got these candles right under,
the
flammable items. And as someone, I mean, obviously you're sensible, right? But as someone who owns his own house, and I'm sure Hamby can do this as well, I was stressing out about that man. Get that candle out the way! What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's going to burn. Like, what are you doing? And if it doesn't burn, it's going to mark the whole thing.
Mark the walls.
What are you playing at? Yeah, what are you playing at? Yeah, I mean, we're getting older, so I guess, I freak out when I see a plug switched on.
Yeah.
And a phone charger in the plug with no phone attached to it. I gotta turn that off. Gotta unplug it.
Really? That much?
Yep.
It's weird.
Yep. Well, it's bare bones, skinny, no money at the minute, man. I ain't paying for that.
But you don't use electric.
Use any... Yeah.
But how do you know, man?
That's not how it works. That's literally not how it works.
I don't care, man. I'm playing safe.
No.
Yeah, man, I'm Mr. Money Pennies. I'm keeping all them pennies for myself. So the power goes.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of shots of him reaching over and like a sound effect as he's turning on the cat light, and he turns it on and he goes, I think the power's gone. And she goes, try again. And then it cuts back to him switching the light, and he's like, no, the power's gone. And she's like, I'll go downstairs.
Yeah.
Walks downstairs with this candle. Yeah, walks downstairs with this candle. And I don't know why we're doing it in a British accent. They were American.
Yeah.
But the British accent just works best for this. Yeah, she goes downstairs. She sees a note on the table next to a funky looking bulb, and it says, plug me in.
But also, one thing I mentioned as well, when you mentioned about all those constant candles, there was a candle lit on that table. As
there was candles downstairs.
It was like, what?
They went to bed with candles lit downstairs. What is going on? I'm pulling my hair out. My hair's going grey thinking about it. Yeah. So they see a note. It says it says plug me in. She plugs it in, and it's this cool like
disco light.
Blue, one
rave
of those
light.
like weird effect, lights. Not quite rave, but like relaxing, right?
Yeah.
She plugs it in, and she immediately goes, "Hello," and it's like, why would that be your first?
But one thing that confuses me the most is the fact that she's shouting "Hello." Wouldn't her boyfriend upstairs be like, "Yo, what the hell?" If I was him, I'd immediately be downstairs like, "Yo, what?" I wouldn't even let her go down by herself. I'd be going.
He's just sat there waiting for his cue to come down.
Yeah, literally.
So she plugs in this light. She's going, "Hello, what's going on?" And it's playing these like really generic, probably freesound.org sound effects.
Yeah.
She then turns around. She's going, "Oh no. And it cuts to a shot, like, you can see her in the background, but in the foreground is a toaster, and the toast pops out of it. And she's like, no!
And it looks like there's like a big toast shadow on the wall. Like a big piece of toast is coming towards her or something.
I think that's unintentional. I think that was the lighting behind
the toaster. In the toaster.
Yeah.
I should hope so, because that'd just be weird.
We then made a joke that we just really wanted to see a man in a big bread slice outfit with the decker,
with the face cut out, so you just see his face and he's just running at them.
That would have been perfect. But then our main character comes downstairs, sees the same message. It says, "Plug me in." plugs it in.
Doesn't worry about his
turns
girlfriend
over the
beforehand,
paper.
by the way. He's just going to take the
Yeah,
time
she's
and
just
plug
not
in
there.
his fucking
She's not there.
light. She's not responding. Like, what the fuck?
He doesn't care the fact that she's gone now.
She could say she's toast. Yeah.
Oh, you got there for me.
And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. He puts a light in, he turns the paper over, it says "get out" on it.
Yeah.
And rather than being like, "Oh, this is quite a weird light. When did we buy this light bulb or something?" He goes, "Oh no," and it does the same thing. It cuts to the shot of the toaster, and we were like, "Come on, something's going to happen. The toaster's going to." Because earlier in the film, the toaster flew across the room, so I'm thinking maybe someone's going to yeet the toaster at his head. Doesn't happen. The toast pops up. He's in the corner. Oh no! Credits.
Literally,
disappointing.
Yeah.
Definitely disappointing.
Considering it was a comedy horror, it had to have something funny at the end.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah, because there's had to be something.
I think the comedy and the humour.
It's just the dry humour.
Came from the dry acting. The completely like, we're actors, I'm just an actor. What's going on here? Like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it. Although I think we all probably really enjoyed it because we often really enjoy the bad ones.
Yeah.
I thought that she was fantastic. I really like her to the point where I would cast her in something just to like so that she could do that again. I thought it was great.
Yeah. So anyway, shall I give my rating?
Give your rating, T-Lad.
Okay.
Give your rating.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay, 6.
Yeah,
Why?
Yeah. Just simply because it was a strange, a very strange concept, which is why I give it points because it's just like, the hell. It's a really weird,
But when I was trying to find
simple
this
concept, but it's like.
When I was trying to find this, man, when you said toast, I found loads of other short films called Toast.
But then it was like, it loses the points because. Like the act, I don't know. Obviously, it was intentionally meant to be like shit, like I guess in shit acting or something.
I think it was supposed to be bad.
It was just a bit. I don't know.
That's fair.
And there was no bad guy.
Mr.
There was no like. It didn't show you.
There
anything.
wasn't.
It was like, obviously, but then again, it's meant to be toast. But it's like how?
No,
why?
toast.
Like, what? Toast.
I came here for toast.
Hammers, what are you giving it, bro?
Oh, I'm gonna give it a 7. I thought it was pretty good on the whole. I think it kept me entertained.
Nice.
It actually did quite a good job at being a comedy horror, which is kind of a hard thing to do actually.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a hard thing to make a comedy horror film.
I mean, arguably there was no horror there.
Okay, it wasn't scary, but I would still say it was a horror.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a story of, 2 people going downstairs in the middle of the night.
It depends what you define as a horror film, doesn't it, I guess?
Sorry, what did you say? Did you say 7 or 8?
Yeah.
Yeah? Which
Oh,
one?
you said 7.
7. Sorry, you cut out then.
I thought that you, Harry. I thought you just
that's
said.
fair.
Did you say 7 on it?
No, 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, 7. Yeah, 7 out of 10.
Okay, 7. That's pretty good. I'm going 8.
Nice.
Going 8.
Nice.
This was my favourite one out of all of them. I mean, I think I gave Good Business an 8, but this was my favourite one. Just strange choices, weird sound effects, weird camera angles.
Yeah.
Just weird, like the moment when he says, has anything weird been happening here? And then a toaster flies by the back of her head, and she goes, not at all. It's sort of just like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it,
Yeah.
It gets an 8 from me.
Nice.
Toast, 6-minute 25. What was it? Reasonable Films, Tomo?
Yeah.
It was
Reasonable Films.
Yes, Reasonable Films. Oh, and it was directed by Sam Thompson.
Sam Thompson. Shout out to Sam Thompson, bro. Make a feature-length film. I'll watch it. I'll be in it.
Do you want the actors' names? Actors and actors?
Yeah, go on. Give us the actors.
T.J. Suarez and Olivia Loy.
Nice.
T.J. Suarez. And Olivia Lloyd.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm tagging them in this.
Yeah.
I'm tagging them in this because Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Olivia Lloyd.
Yeah,
nice.
That's good.
If I ever make a film, she's getting cast. So yeah. I mean, that was it. We've come to the end of all of our films. We've come to the end of another episode of Dude What Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Tomo, I was going to say to you, man.
Yep.
We fully went past our 25th episode without even realising it.
I did, yeah. I
Isn't
did realise
that
that
mad
as well.
that we are over a quarter of a way to 100
episodes. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah.
And we've also
mad.
hit over 100 followers on Instagram, and we're very grateful
like
for
111 or something now, which is fantastic.
It's awesome.
Big thanks to everyone who is sharing it, liking it. You know, I mean, big thanks to all of 730's people. You know, you've changed it now so that we can see that what you're listening to, and it's all Trippy Red and Kid Leroy and all these people I've never heard of in my life.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, we appreciate you listening to the pod. So we were going to do something special for episode 25, but it kind of went by. So
yeah, we just didn't.
Let's do another 25,
Yeah,
and for episode 50, we'll do something special. For episode 50, Tomo will do a backflip live on air, and we'll record it.
Sure.
You'll just hear the chaos of things.
I was going to say, yeah, but
it's going to be a fantastic episode, ladies and gentlemen. But that will be in like another 20 weeks' time or something.
Yeah.
Not for a while. Tomo, you've got time to get limbered up. And
Okay.
practice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of another episode of Do What Podcast. Briefly, before we finish, I want to mention the Movember charity. We've said that we're doing it. We've put a post on there. We've donated a little bit. We've donated what we can. We're asking all of our followers to donate, like even a tiny bit, like chuck them a quid. If everyone chucks them a quid, that's like £100 they've got.
Yeah.
And their goal is, it's a good goal. I think I said in the post they're trying to cut all premature male deaths down by 25% by the year 2030. It's serious stuff, you know. Like I think, I read a stat that's like a man dies every 2 hours or something.
Yeah.
And that's bad, you know. Like people think that man's got to be a man. Man can't talk about things like let's change
you
it.
speak up.
So
it's always best to.
Yeah. So donate, please. Movember. We're growing mustaches. What do you boys reckon to that? I had to trim it a little bit because it looked a bit funny, but
not too bad.
Do you reckon to mine?
All right, it's coming on. It's coming on.
You've not got
Tomo,
the mustache really. You've got the full beard as well. But...
Yeah, Tomo, you should shave that, man, because then you've got like a full, you know, what's that called? That like
handlebar mustache.
Handlebar.
Well, have it.
Hell yeah.
Like Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yes, mate. Do the Captain Price. Tomo, shave. Do what I'm doing, man. Shave it all right down, so you've still got a beard. But just so that mustache is longer.
I mean, I have actually fully charged my electric razor as well.
I call it the Hoss, and I will be representing the Hoss. It's going to get longer. It's going to be a full Sam Elliott, like, hey there all. So, yeah. We're doing it for Movember, though. It's not just to look funny.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hamby is going to...
It's been a pleasure.
He's going to grow a mustache. Or he's going to do the opposite. He's going to just have the chin. He's just going to have the chin Amish thing going.
Yeah.
Am I?
He's going to grow a neck beard.
That's news to me.
It's just a neck beard.
Yeah.
It's a neck beard.
My lady.
I grow a pretty good beard, but a mustache not so much. I can't really grow
I'm the
a very
opposite.
good mustache.
I am the opposite. I cannot. My beard is patchy as hell, but the stash, strong.
Yeah. No, I've always been able to... if I've left it, I've always... got quite a good beard, but yeah.
wish I did. Anyway, guys, we're rambling about beards and shit. I think we should end it there.
Yeah, man.
This has been another episode of Dude What Podcast. We won't try and do that thing where we're all in sync at the end because it's going to sound fun.
Yeah, we're just going to do a pre-recorded one.
I have been one of your Dude What boys, Mr. Harry Dowling, Tomo.
And I've been the second Dude What boy, Tomo.
And we've been joined by our really good friend, our good buddy. I was going to say life partner then. That's
that just sounds.
I wouldn't go that far.
We are good buddies. We're brothers. It's Mr. Callum Hamby. I've called him Hammers this whole way through. I've literally just realised.
It's alright.
He's the Hammer Man himself, Mr. Callum Hamby. Thanks for coming, bro. Thanks for joining us on this one.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah.
No worries, bro. And we will get you on more. You'll be on some Harry's Half Hours and things. So yeah, you've been listening to Do What Podcast. Hopefully you've had a great time. Send us an email at dowhatpodcast, gmail.com. You know what to do.
The typical.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone for listening to it. You're all awesome. We really appreciate it.
We also hope that
Stay
you look
safe.
forward to the gaming.
Yeah. So we'll put a post out about the gaming thing.
But anyway, yeah.
It's icy out there. Don't slip over.
No.
This has been Do What Podcast. Thanks, everyone. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. You can visit our Instagram account at Dude What Podcast. That's DUDEWUT Podcast. And you can also email us at dudewhatpodcast@gmail.com. That's DUDEWUT Podcast@gmail.com. See you next time. Dude, what?
Before we go, I just want to give another shout out to today's sponsor, 730. 730 is a young musician based in Worcestershire whose latest single, Thinking About You, just dropped. You can find his track pretty much anywhere you find music these days, but in the description of this episode, I'll put a link to his link tree. Thanks again, 730.